Hey y'all, this is Leslie. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I have a word that I want to share with you based off of a vision that the Lord gave me, and I have notes, so I'm going to be looking down. I have quite a bit that I need to share, so I just want to make sure that I share all of it, okay? So I'm just going to start off. I had a vision, and in the vision, I saw a woman sitting on a floor, and she was drawing around herself. She was drawing a large circle around herself. And I also saw that she was drawing smaller things inside of the circle. And that was the end of the vision. And right after the vision, I heard in my spirit, draw your way out. Okay. What the Lord was telling me was that this woman was using her talent, her gift, to draw herself a way out of the place that she was in. Okay, she was drawing her way into her next place. She was creating her way into her next and new place and being released from the old. Okay. Now the woman, she was drawing, but I knew that this was not just about like drawing pictures. Okay. This was about her creating, and her creation was not just like coming to life, but it was bringing her life, abundant life. Okay. What's inside of her, what's inside of you, is meant to bring you into wealth and freedom. The talent, the skill, the gifts, the ability, the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, everything that's already within you, God wants you to draw on it, draw it out. Okay. And to draw in this case means to pull it out, to bring it out, to bring it forth, to bring it to life, to pull from within or from an internal source. Okay. And I also felt the word plan in my spirit. And I believe that this woman had a plan already created for what she was going to draw on the floor. Okay. And the word plan means to think upon, to consider, to devise, to invent, to calculate, imagine, to work out, to conceive, and to meditate. And God wants you to be diligent with whatever your skill and your talent is. He wants you to plan how you're going to use it, okay? He wants you to be strategic with whatever your skill set is. And your skill is not just to create for the sake of creating, but to create wealth. And not just financial wealth and freedom, but wealth spiritually, health-wise, and time freedom, okay? Because when you're able to build financial wealth, it allows you to have wealth in other areas. Okay. Physically, you're not worried about money, so you're more apt to be able to take care of your physical health, right? Maybe there's a gym you want to join. Maybe you want to, join you want to go dancing weekly. You want to, go boxing weekly. You want to, you know what I mean? You want to join some type of sports club. When you have the financial means to do so, you're more apt to do so, as opposed to when you are struggling. Okay. This is also, okay, so that was your physical health, financial health, mental health. There are a lot of people who need to take better care of their mental health, but if you don't have the means to be able to afford a therapist, then it can be very difficult to get the type of mental and emotional help that you need. I hope this is making sense. And I know that this word is for creatives, like those who have a skill that they may do as a hobby or like for leisure. But it's also what you do is it's also a marketable skill, okay, that can allow you to live comfortably, for you to have that financial freedom and financial wealth that you want. Okay. And God gave me, he took me to Exodus 35, verses 30 through 35. I'm going to read it for you. Okay. And I'm reading it from, actually, I want to read it from the, I want to read it from the Amplified. Hold on just 1 second. Okay. And it says, again, this is Exodus 35, 30 verses 30 through 35. And I would say actually read all of Exodus 35 and into Exodus 36. I think it will help for better understanding, but for this I'm reading Exodus 35, 30 through 35. Okay. And it says, then Moses said to the Israelites, see, the Lord called by name Bezaleel, son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. and he has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom and skill, with intelligence and understanding, and with knowledge in all areas of craftsmanship, to devise artistic designs, to work in gold, silver, and bronze, and in the cutting of stones for setting, and in the carving of wood for work in every skilled craft. Okay. As I said before, this word is, I believe this is a word for creatives. And let me go on. But if you are one who is able to create with your hands, or, you know, you have artistic capabilities, you make things, this word is for you. Okay. Let me go on. Verse 34. He has also put in Bezalel's heart the willingness to teach others the same skills. Both he and Oholiab, son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan, he has filled them with skill to do the work of an engraver, or to do the work of an engraver, of a designer, and of an embroiderer in blue, purple, and scarlet fabric, and in fine linen, and of a weaver, makers of every work and embroidery of excellent designs. Okay, so you are not just to create things that you can sell, because this is for creatives, like for a business. Okay, but you're also to teach others to become creators as well. So if you haven't noticed, we're like in an age where, or a time when information is being disseminated or spread like seeds. Okay, like everywhere. It's like pollen. It goes everywhere. That the information is everywhere, right? You can find all kinds of information on the internet, on YouTube. It's like information is going to every inch of the earth. Okay, and it's like people have such a deep hunger to learn and to do things, and to learn how to make money in different ways, right? And many of you are teachers. Okay, you know how to do a thing, but you don't realize that you also have the ability to teach the thing. You may still be a student, right? You may still be learning, but you can teach while you're learning. Okay, and you don't have to be an expert. Okay, you just have to be willing. And as I said in 34, he has also put in Bezalel's heart the willingness to teach others the same skill. God has put in a lot of you a willingness to teach. And you know, maybe you're afraid to teach because you think that you don't know enough. You do not have to be an expert. I know a lady who says to a kindergartner, a first grader is a genius, or like a superhero. Okay, you don't have to be an expert to teach somebody else, somebody who doesn't know anything about a subject, or very little. You don't have to be an expert to be able to teach them and impart into them what you do know. And many of you know a lot more, myself included, a lot more than you give yourself credit for. And you believe that because you're not an expert, or because you're not a sought after voice, or you know what I mean, creative of a certain thing, that, or because there are other people who have a big mass following in the same thing that you know how to do, you think that you're not necessarily worthy of teaching that thing, or there's somebody else out there that can teach it better. But it doesn't matter, because there's a specific audience for you. There are specific people who will gravitate towards you because of your teaching style, because of your personality, because of the way that you know, people learn in different ways. And there's something within you that's going to draw specific people to you, because you teach in a way that is easily understandable for them. Okay. Yeah, even the kindergarten level or the college level, like, you know, 101, if that's all you know, that's still a wealth of information. There's a lot of people that are still trying to get in on the ground level of a lot of things that are out there that they can learn to, you know, make income. You hear the phrase passive income all the time. People want to learn how to make ebooks, journals. You know, there are people who want to learn how to sew, make patterns, people who want to get into design. There are people who want to learn how to weld. And if you have these type of skills, if you haven't noticed, we're in a place where people are creating courses and ebooks and disseminating this information in various ways, right? Especially on YouTube, courses, all these different things. And some of you are a wealth of knowledge in specific subjects, and God wants you to get that information out. He wants you to not only create, but he wants you to create passive income, if you will, to the tune of, or in the realm of creating courses and information that you can give out, that you make once and don't have to go back and make again, or you just have to tweak. You understand what I'm saying? And so that way that you can continually be making money. I know for who this is for, they will understand what I'm saying. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, you will have a heart and a willingness and an understanding enough to go and research these things so that you can do that, okay? Many of you see other people making money in things that you have used or have done as a hobby or just for a leisure for a long time. And it's like these people are making money like hand over fist, if that's the right way to say it. And it's not that you can't do the same thing, because you've often seen people who you're better than them at a thing, but they've put themselves out there. Does that make sense? They've taken a chance on themselves. Okay, this word is for me too. Trust and believe. This word is for me as well. Let me go back. Yeah, you have something in you that you can teach and share. And I feel like God is saying, I know that God is saying that kingdom wealth is built with kingdom principles. Okay, so he wants you to search his word for how to build what he is calling you to build. You can't build kingdom wealth without a meeting with the king. Does that make sense? The king has to tell you how to build this thing, whatever it is that he wants you to create, because this is a business, and it's only going to be sustained by the king, by sitting down and talking to him and getting the blueprint, so to speak. Okay, he's going to tell you what tools to use. He's going to tell you what materials to use, okay? Just like he did with Noah. Okay, some of you are going to be pioneers, much like Noah, in certain sectors and spaces, and you'll not have an earthly blueprint, okay, but a heavenly one. And you have to sit with God to get his downloads, okay, and his designs. And he told me that this is homework for you. He told me that not to give specific scriptures, but for you to find specific scriptures, okay? Find specific scriptures on the ant, how diligently they work, okay? Like ants are necessary for our entire ecosystem, okay? And the same with bees. Study the bees. Without the bees, our world would pretty much end, okay? So study the ant, study the bee. I know for sure there's scriptures on the ant in the Bible, okay? You can go outside the Bible to find just more information about ants and bees if necessary. It is necessary, so do that, okay? He also said to read the book of Nehemiah and apply the building principles to what God is having you to create and build, okay? He also said find additional scriptures on planning, diligence, time management, leadership, commitment, and wisdom, okay? I'm gonna say that again. Find additional scriptures for yourself. This is your homework, okay? Those that are serious about this thing, they will do this. This is because God wants you to sit with him, find these scriptures so that he can minister to you and give you the blueprint, okay? So find scriptures on planning, diligence, time management, leadership, commitment, and wisdom. And I even hear the Lord saying that many are going to start kind of like you're going to start as a solopreneur, a solo employee, right? And what you're going to build is going to become an empire, and you'll be able to employ others. But it starts off with you sitting and talking with him, okay? And you need to ask him how to market your business, like which platforms that you're supposed to be on. And I mean by that social media, if you should be on social media, if you shouldn't be, and which specific platforms, which specific tools he wants you to use to do whatever it is that he's called you to do, and who you are not to partner with, if he wants you to partner with someone, and when he wants you to partner with them, okay? Don't just be calling people into what he's having you build. And even go back to Noah. Even Noah's family members did not help him to build this thing. He was building this thing on his own. And then at the end, when he was done with the building, then he began to bring on the animals. Then he began to bring on his family. You know what I mean? It was him and God. And God wants many of you myself included, to sit with him to learn how to build this thing so that it will be sustainable. An ark. There's an ark that he wants you to build, okay? He also said, remember that big things first start off small. So what is that when it says, do not despise the day, do not despise small beginnings, right? Yes. Don't think that just because you see other people and their platforms and they're huge and they're large and they got 80,000 followers or subscribers and all this and that, that has nothing to do with you and where he's taking you. You don't know how quickly God wants to elevate you, or you don't know how slowly. God knows exactly what he wants to do. All he wants you to do is to partner with him, okay? And he will take care of everything else. He will give the increase. He will water that thing. There's seeds that he's planted in you, and he wants you to disseminate them. He wants you to spread them. And as you do that, he will bring the increase. Don't worry about how long it's going to take. Don't worry about who's going to see you, what connections you're going to make. 100 years Noah was building by himself. So just sit with God and build, and he will bring all the rest. Everything else will fall into place, okay? And then most importantly, he said, pray about it all continually. Keep everything that he's giving you, the scriptures, the blueprint, the plans. As you're working, keep everything in prayer. Continue to pray over your business. Continue to pray over your gifts, your skills, and your talents. And just continue to ask God what it is that he wants you to do, how he wants you to, if he wants you to pivot, to turn, to add something in, whatever it is he wants you to do, you should just be in constant communication with him. Remember, he's your partner. He's your CEO. He is the one who's giving you the downloads and the business. He's the one who's giving you the gift, the talent, the creative skill, the know-how, all of that. So he knows exactly what you need to do with it to be successful in that thing, okay? Your business is not going to look like everybody else's. One thing that I myself had to learn, and it's like God is taking me back to the beginning. I have a graphic design business, right? And I started listening to a lot of different voices and a lot of different experts and all this and that, and getting myself so overwhelmed with information. And God is like, the more that you pour out the information, the more I'll put into you. But I need you to go all the way back to the basics, right? And start anew and start with me. That's how I know this word is for me, okay? But it's not just for me. You may be in this same place too, where God is having you start over, start anew, taking you back to what he told you in the beginning, because you've allowed other voices and other influences to come in and to get you scatterbrained and off into another tangent, where God says, this is where I want you to be, and this is where you're going to be successful, okay? Take it back. Well, I don't even know why I want to say take it back to the old school. I don't know why. I don't know why I want to say that. But anyway, take it back to the old school. Take it back to the basics, right? Take it back to where God started you off, if that's what he's telling you to do. Don't be afraid to start over. Much success comes out of much failure. So if you failed, or what we think is failure, it's not really failure. A lot of times you have to fail, or you have to try things over and over sometimes to be successful. And especially if you hard-headed, okay? Especially if you hard-headed, God will have you go back. But thank God for another chance to be able to go back, okay? So for whoever this is for, this will make sense. Remember, your homework, just like my homework, okay, is to find scriptures on planning, diligence, time management, leadership, commitment, wisdom. Read the book of Nehemiah, study the ant and the bee. And when you read the book of Nehemiah, apply those building principles to whatever it is God is having you to create and build. And also, if I didn't say it, I'm pretty sure I said it. Go back and read the story of Noah in Genesis. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly where it is, but actually that's your homework, so you got to look that up, okay? But most importantly, sit with God and pray about this. For who this is for, it will make perfect sense. That's the word.